Well, back at it again. I don't know if the video posted yet or it will. I was chasing down a couple things after final break-in, trying to get the vacuum gauge tuned and everything dialed in. Had it running pretty good on break-in, turned it off, let it cool, did a restart. Got a little bit of some ticky noises. Exhaust manifolds leaking like crazy out the donut flange. Metal's rubbing on the exhaust and the frame, so there's all sorts of weird noises, but I was definitely hearing a little clickety-clack on the valve train, so I decided I'd be proactive and open that up, which is kind of where we're at now. I did pull the valve covers off and snug everything up last time, but for whatever reason, I don't know why I overlooked it, but I didn't check the push rods while I had the covers off. That's where we're at now. Went through, torque down, everything's tight on the rocker arms, but this one obviously is removed. This one is removed. Regardless of where it was in the stroke, I had a ton of play on those two push rods. Passenger side, everything checked out, everything looked good. So now I am pulling the intake manifold, slash the finger open, so trying to get blood everywhere since that's usually how that goes. But um, bleeding all over the place regardless. We're back onto the motor. I'm going to pull the intake manifold, do the infamous check, and see if I wiped out this cam. Check the lifters. I'm hoping it's just a stuck one in the bore and it didn't roll over the cam. I pulled the dipstick tube. I didn't drain the oil yet, but pulled the dipstick tube. Nothing crazy on that. That still looks crystal clear clean. Not so sure on the lifters, so let me get this manifold off and we'll see what it looks like on the inside. Like I said, fingers crossed. It's just the plunger in the lifter. So I'll disassemble those, try and see if I can get those to pump up, or check those, see if they're any good, or maybe I just got the crap lifters. Check the bottom crown, make sure that that's still there. I did check all of these. They did have a radius. They weren't completely flat like some of the machine videos, failed lifters that I've seen online. Again, diving in to see what happened. Yep, intake manifold's off. Not too bad on this. Way easier than a stock 5.0 would be, or any of the electronic ones. There's not much to it. Left the carbon, everything bolted together. Does remind me, somebody just posted on one of the earlier videos when I was putting this intake manifold on this motor way back over the beginning of summer, I think, when I was finishing that up. Somebody mentioned in the comments like, oh, you got to torque them in sequence. I messed up, and providing bad information on how to do this because I didn't use a torque wrench on the intake manifold bolt. I'm never going to say that that's not a good idea, but I will say I've done enough of these manifolds on and off. None that I've done have leaked yet. So going the way that I have, like if you've never done this before, you don't know what torque values are. If it says 20 foot-pounds, I have a pretty good idea of what that is. I've been wrenching on stuff long enough to know that. Not saying it's a bad idea to throw a torque wrench on it. I would still recommend that. If somebody asked, oh, if you're doing this, well, how would you do this? Grab a torque wrench, torque everything down. It's peace of mind. However, my way of doing it was a little bit different, I guess, and some people disagree, and that's perfectly fine. But taking these on and off, I don't sit there and go torquing it down all the way with an impact, like trying to tighten the crap out of one bolt at a time. I went around in sequence. Start at the inside, work your way out. There is a torque sequence that goes with that as well, so keep that in mind if you are doing this yourself. However, hasn't leaked, never had any issues on warped flanges or sealing issues. But that aside, getting back into the actual block, got the intake off. Moment of truth, I'm going to grab a magnet, pull this lifter, this lifter. They don't look crazy low as of right now, so I'm really leaning towards the fact that this cam is wiped, which is awesome, awesome news at first glance. Take a look real quick and see what happens. Yeah, so pretty much exactly what my gut was telling me. That lifter tick was not just a rattle, something loose, banging around. I heard it. I knew. I was really trying to be optimistic, but at that point, I mean, what else can you do? You either run it or don't. Heard the noise, especially after I tuned the vacuum down and dialed in the carb. Didn't go away. So, just pulled the lifters. Can't tell where this is going from that foreshadowing. Here's the rear one. Nice and grooved, no more crown. Oblong ruined. Here's the front one. So 14 to 16 we're good. 2 did not survive the break-in, which means that this motor needs to come out. Got the 2 lifters out. They're free spin in the bore. Everything is working like that's supposed to. I didn't shine a light down to look at the cam, but I don't really need to just by looking at these lifters. It's done. She's toast. So now this motor's gotta come out again. Yay. Couple options. I gotta pull it apart, drop the oil pan, clean the crap out of everything, get all the metal shavings out that are now going to be down there, clean the pickup, clean the filter, swap the filter, blow through everything, basically disassemble the entire block. Not the end of the world, but also horribly inconvenient at this juncture. However, me being a hoarder and having a ton of stuff, I mentioned it in a couple other videos. 89 Mustang, complete roller 5.0, high output motor, Explorer intake, the whole 9 yards. I got all that. That's the HO intake, but I got the Explorer intake stuff down there. Not going to play with that yet. I am going to roll that motor out, start disassembling that one. I know that one had like 140 psi of compression, so it should be drop-in ready. Hydraulic, roller cam, and I also have a pretty gnarly crane cam that I picked up used with all the lifters and the dog bones and everything I need to drop that in. I just gotta get rid of the fuel injection stuff, and that will pretty much allow me to quickly swap that motor back into the car. It shouldn't be that bad. I'll pull the motor and trans out of this together since it's all bolted. I will need to separate the motor and trans, take that apart. This has a 50-ounce flywheel. The one on there is a 28. So I'm going to run this flywheel with that transmission. However, I think I'm going to wait until I measure the drive shaft because that's not going to change. I will finish the measurements on that, drop that off at the drive shaft shop, which quoted me way better. $200 is what I was expecting. That's pretty much what they estimated over the phone. So that's good. Radiator can come out. All this other crap can come out. I have all the hard stuff done. Accessory drives, pulleys, all that crap. The only other thing I will run into is the balancer. I have a Summit one ordered. I don't remember if it's interchangeable between a 28 and a 50 ounce. I got to double check on that. It's not even opened yet, so if I need to, I can swap that out, get the interchangeable balancer, and throw a 50-ounce balancer on. Like I said, 50-ounce flywheel. Everything else should be pretty much the same with the exception of the dipstick. I'll have to swap out this oil pan. So basically everything on this block that's done, toast, is going to come off, go onto the roller block, basically build a fresh motor there, leaving the crank, leaving the rod bearings, not going over anything on that one. Should be a pretty quick down and dirty. Pull off the front cover, water pump, timing chain, and then swap over all these brand new parts on this to that roller block. In the back of my mind, that's something I wanted to do anyway. That one does have a lumpier cam. It's a roller. It's been run, and all the lifters on that one, as far as I can tell, are good. I'll disassemble them all, clean everything really well, and soak the crap out of them. Then basically back to square one. So all of the work that I've done thus far is now going to be undone, which is just awesome since we're running out of season here. But in theory, it shouldn't be too bad. It's just a matter of trying to figure out when I'm going to have time to do it all. Here's the update. The dreaded lifter failure strikes again. Top quality. I did check these before I took it all apart too. There was a crown on there. I checked the cam as best I could with what minimal measuring tools I had. Tried it. Didn't make too much noise on initial startup. First couple times it just sounded fine. Other than the exhaust leak, but who knows. Happens. Part of building cars. Well, like, comment, subscribe, any of those things. Send your condolences. Rest in peace. Catch you guys later.